A is 0151. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Yeah, weehaw. No kidding. And I put the let me pull up YouTube. I put the I'm adding another destination tonight for the fun of it. We don't have any wind per se. I mean, we've got a nice breeze, but no, like I don't know, I would consider windy. Just a nice breeze is all. Hey, Albert Mel, how you doing? Welcome. Um, I think I'm gonna go out and see, where does this go. Yeah, I was playing some games today. I got to unhook a paddle. There we go. Got that unhooked. I like to play some of the old games. I mean, I'm freaking old. I'm about as old as Moses's stick and Jesus's sandals. Type thing. So, um, I got that all fixed up. So, good deal. You're lucky to live where you live, Albert. You get to see the sights that you get to see. Absolutely beautiful country landscapes you have there. You want to see a picture perfect landscape, all you got to do is look out a window. Um, and you're welcome. So, got to get this freaking laptop up. Yep, it is. It is great. It's absolutely awesome. I mean, you have picture perfect artist, picture perfect landscapes just by looking out your window. Um, you're very, very fortunate to live where you live. That's all I can say. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Out we go. I had a plant tip over today, made a mess on my patio carpet. You're a Puerto Rican hillbilly, aka a Habaro. Habaro, did I pronounce it right? Habaro. I don't know if the J's are H's. I don't know. I gave it a shot. I gave it the best I could give it. So, um, but I hope you guys are having a great day. I really do. I mean, I've got a beautiful day. You can hear the wind chimes. I still can't find the wind chime of my choice to replace the one that I've got back in Illinois. The one I've got back in Illinois is brass, and of course it's tuned. Um, and the one that I've got is on its last leg. So, it's close enough. Okay, good deal. Good deal. Good deal. I tried. I mean, I don't mean to butcher it, but I don't know Puerto Rican language. I don't even know what language it's called. So, but a Puerto Rican hillbilly, that's got to be something. I mean, that's got to be something. I know what people in the state I came from used to call term hillbillies as people that came from Wisconsin. Believe it or not, and Wisconsin was just up at the top of the state. So I don't know how in the hell they could not term at least the northern part of Illinois a hillbilly state too. But you speak Spanish, okay? Good deal. Hey, I could be welcome. Um, so then a J would be an H. if it's Spanish. I don't. I know a few words. That's all I know. So yeah, from the mountains in Puerto Rico. I get it. I know that. You've actually shown me some pictures. Um, it's been quite a while ago, but you showed me some pictures that you had taken, and your landscapes are absolutely breathtaking, man. And all you got to do is look out your window. I mean, you're so lucky to live there. Hey, Unholy, how you doing? Welcome, and welcome again, Albert. Hey, Wendy. Oh, wow. Been a while since I've seen you. Hello, sweetie. Welcome. And I could be. I don't know anything about that. He's never sent me any nudes, so I don't know what to tell you. You'd have to ask him that. Anyway, I haven't seen Glenn at all. I've not seen any videos that he has done or videos that he has done and were put up. You know, hopefully he's okay. I know what you look like because you've shown me your face before. So I'm one of the privileged, I guess, Albert. Um, had any roast goat lately, Albert? Yeah. Yesterday I went way too long with the stream, man. I did over a 5 hour stream yesterday. Certainly didn't mean to do that. You're fat and ugly. No, you're not. You're not fat and you're not ugly. Come on. You're just a like you say, you're just a Puerto Rican. You're an average guy, you know. You're not fat and ugly. No, your goats are cool. Well, I remember when you used to get on Glenn the Jackrabbit Lambrights. You used to get on his, and you and him would talk about eating goats, and he would pick at you a little bit. I mean, it was all in good fun, but yeah. What's for dinner tonight? I don't know. I haven't even thought about it. I haven't even thought about it. I'm not really hungry. Uh, See, if I don't get hungry, I don't eat. I might have a banana. Um, or a handful of grapes, you know. So, or a can of soup if I'm hungrier than nor not being hungry. I just might have a can of soup. I don't know. Yep. Um, I had a lady friend that used to love a goat. She would get all excited whenever she saw a goat. I think you know her too. And I'm not gonna out her. I mean, when she saw a goat, she would salivate. And that's when it's walking around before it was butchered, you know. Yeah. Yep. Nope. 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 2 hours tonight. That's all you get. 2 hours. At 2 hours, I'm going to cut it off. I mean, I have unlimited because it's paid for. I have unlimited StreamYard. So, um, I mean, I could do a 15-hour stream if that's what I wanted to do. But no, 2 hours is enough. 2 hours is enough to ask of anyone to watch someone's stream, in my opinion. Anybody that goes over 2 hours, I think, is, if you don't have a lot of content, and I mean, I don't think my stream yesterday was boring. I think it was a pretty good stream myself. I talked about my firefighter training, touched a little on hazmat, but didn't do a lot on hazmat, and made one comment that I'd actually done my first thing in hazmat was crime scene photo. So, and I talked about doing the air cascade truck for the Rockford dive team, and also did the light truck for uh, crime scenes. And I actually did the light truck for that crime scene because by the time we got there, and I mean, by the time they got that body out of the vehicle, and then I was able to take photos of where the killer sat, and took photos of the inside of the car from his seat because the killer sat in the back seat right behind the driver. And he put a 45 to the guy's head and took off the front of his face. And after I had to wait for him to get the body moved and all that, and then I had to set up the light truck, set up all the lights from the light truck. I did all that crap too. So, but no, it's only going to be a 2 hour stream tonight. I'm going to cut it off. So, my lavender bush has dropped all of its blooms today early. It usually doesn't do that until after dark. Um, so I've got lavender blooms all over my backyard and the rocks. And I get new blooms every day on that. Hey, Robbie Battle, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the stream. But 5 hours is just too long. It is just too flippin' long. For me, it's too long. But then again, like I said, I don't think it was a boring stream. I think I might actually publicize that and leave it up because it was a great stream. And the one the night before that. And I'll probably leave this one up just for the fun of it. But I want to talk a little bit more tonight about the hazmat part of it and CERT part of it. I've got a picture. I think it's in my phone of Sheriff Don Gasparini. That's who I used to work for through CERT, and it started out hazmat, and then it went into CERT, which is Sheriff's Emergency Response Team. I'm just saying, and I'm not tooting my horn. I'm not trying to make out I was a sworn officer and went to PTI and all that crap. It's not, because a CERT officer it's like a reserve. It's like a reserve deputy. So I did raise my hand. I did take an oath. And Don Gasparini is the one that ordered my badge and handed me my badge. So, nasty virus going around, huh? Probably the plain old stomach flu. I know what I used to do when I get that stuff. I'd go to bed early, and number one, I stayed home from work. I didn't go to work and spread it around. And sweat it out. That's what I did. I sweat it out. And it's uncomfortable to lay in a bed for like 24 hours and sweat, but that's what I did. So, yeah, good old fashioned stomach crap. Or it could be, believe it or not, it could be a touch of food poisoning. Food poisoning will do the same thing. You get the same symptoms a lot of times. I used to have a food license. Hey, a one stop. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, 5 hours is just too long, man. It's just too long. But I went into my firefighter training, and there's even more than what I talked about. Oh, there's a lot more too, even beyond what I talked about yesterday in my training. And today I would like to talk about the hazmat side. Hazmat is not something that you take a test, like a firefighter. It used to be back in the day. I don't know anymore because I'm not a firefighter anymore. I would like to actually go down to a neighboring fire department. I need to call them or go down there and get an appointment because I'm not going to just show up. And it's not a 1A audit because I don't do 1A audits. I've nothing against people that do them. They can do them all they want to do them, but it's not a 1A audit. Um, it just is what it is, you know. It is what it is. Um, like I say, I've got nothing against anybody that does them. It's just not something I would do. So I would go get an appointment, um, and have them explain if I could get the fire chief or someone that runs the pumper, if they would kind of go over the gauges so you people would know about what a firefighter does, and not every firefighter is allowed to touch the pumper. They're not because they're not trained for that. Um, the fire department and hazmat anymore. Fire department has adopted hazmat, um, so it goes through. Hazmat goes through the fire department. Back when I was in it, they were two completely separate entities. They did not interface with each other. The only way they even come close to interfacing with each other was, um, if there was a situation where it actually called for a hazmat team to be there. And I mean, back in the day when Denny Lally ran it, I mean, I think he went way the heck overboard. If you changed your motor oil in your vehicle and you got a drip pan and you changed your motor oil in your vehicle and you've got a dirt driveway that goes into, through an alley, say, let's say through an alley, and you got a dirt driveway off of the alley. A lot of people would just take and dump their motor oil on the ground. Well, you can't do that. You couldn't do it legally back then. You still can't do it. That comes in with EPA standards. And we had to learn all those rules back then too. But Lolly, I think, would just sometimes he would just go overboard. He'd run lights and siren and all that bull crap, and everybody would have to show up at the and I'm not going to give the name of it. I'm not going to give the name of the building that we had to report to get our turnout gear and all that crap for firefighter. And they also did. They had the hazmat trucks there. So you either went with fire department, you responded to that building. It was like 30 miles away for me. Um, Back in the day, you had to have, in order to have a blue light for a fire department, you had to go through the fire chief. You had to have um, a letter stating that it was okay that you were a firefighter and it was okay for you to run the courtesy light. It's known as a courtesy light. But Lolly would run lights and siren and all that bull crap, and he was in this big maroon colored SUV. And I think he did that for He did that for to be able to finance the the group and to be able to finance um, his job, to be able to actually make his job be a paid job. He had a paid job, and we were all volunteers. Um, we still had to learn incident command. I used to drive the incident command vehicle. I used to on the airport one. If we had an airport run and it was a plane coming in, I used to sit up there and they had it on the back of the top of the back of the truck. They had like a turret and a big. It kind of sort of puts you in mind of um, a tank. You know, they get turrets on tanks. The turrets would turn. This did the same thing, and you would shoot foam out, and you would foam the runway because you had a plane coming in. Either they couldn't get a landing wheel down, um, or for some reason they were going to have uh, a expected crash. We would have to foam the runway. We did that a couple of times. We did a lot of scenarios. We did a lot of different practicing. I wrote the EOP for the county, for Winnebago County. They used that for decades. Whether or not they still use it, I don't know. Couldn't tell you. If you want a copy of the EOP, then you have to do what? You have to do a written FOIA. The one that I wrote has my name on it, on the bottom of it, as the author. And that was the first time I got to play with an Apple computer, and I'll never play with another Apple computer. I made my mind up. That was it. That was it. Everything you wanted to put, every time you wanted to put a paragraph in there, you had to do the open Apple crap. And then you'd have to save it. And then you'd have to reopen Apple, do another open Apple to add to that. And you'd have to save it all the time. You couldn't just do the whole paper and then save it. It just didn't work that way. And I swore I'd never have an Apple computer. And I still to this day won't have an Apple computer. And I don't care if they've changed or if they haven't changed. I could give a rip less. It just, it was a joke. IBM or Windows-based computers were available, but you had to use what they told you had to use. And I would go to the public safety building, which is the police department, and go in the basement to be able to do this stuff down in their office. I had the door key code. I had a key for the office. They had a 911 center used to be in that building. Um, they had one console that was still down there. I did the page outs every week. Um, and that was a total wide page out. So hey Abe, yeah, Felipe Hemming used to say that, and he wasn't even an attorney. His wife was the attorney. He wasn't the attorney, but he let everybody think he was, I guess, or I mean, he didn't really say he wasn't until one of the trolls on YouTube decided that when he was arrested, had to pay bail to get out of jail, had to go to court so bail could be set. He decided that Felipe Hemming was going to represent him for free, and Felipe Hemming told him to take a long walk, basically on a short plank, and lose his number. Don't ever call him again. He wasn't going to represent anybody for free. He wanted like 5,000 or something like that down for a retainer. So my StreamYard link is cut short again. Really? Good grief. Now I copied that and pasted that. Give me a break. Let me unpin this one. And I'll repin this one. I don't know if you people understand even what an EOP is. That is the emergency plan. It is now changed and pinned. Sorry about that. Yeah, it just said StreamYard. It didn't have the HTTPS on it. I don't know why. What can I say? I don't have a clue. But that should have fixed it. Uh, now it's got the proper one on it. It's got HTTPS uh, semicolon with the 2 forward slashes and then StreamYard. So, an EOP is an emergency plan for the county. There's a lot of material that goes into that. Each business that had anything that was considered hazardous material, um, they had to make a report to the county for their EOP, and the EOP listed each and every business and the exact placement of whatever materials there were there and what type of a container it was in, even if it was a gallon gas can, if it was a 55-gallon drum. Um, you know, who kept blowing up his phone? Salty Rant did. Yeah, the Salty Rant did. Good old Luann. Yep. Um, he thought he was going to get free representation in the court, and he told him to lose his number. Don't ever call him again. Um, that video is out there. If you'd like to see that video, go over to Nilla Sweden's, and it's in there. So, anyway, the EOP had to list every business that had any type of hazardous material, what type of a container it was in, whether it was a fiber container, whether it was a 55-gallon drum, whether it had a pump on the top of the drum or it didn't, if it was a gallon gas can, it didn't matter. If it was quarts of oil, it didn't matter what it was. And then in this EOP, all of this had to go into that EOP. It's the Emergency Operation Plan. So that's what it stands for. Um, I think once in a while I'd like to, I think about FOIAing that. Um, but I'm not going to pay for it. I mean, everything should be on a computer now. It should be. I know that when I was still down there, everything was being put on microfiche, um, which was semi-computerized. So, hey, there's Robbie Battle. Alrighty, cut your camera. You can cut your camera. Okay, I'll pull you up without cutting your camera. Wait a minute. Device not connected. What happened? I just went to pull you up and it went device not connected. What the heck? Yes, the EOP is written in conjunction with the SOP, standard operating procedure. Yes, absolutely. And then the EOP would also put in there oh God, what did they call them back in the day? Um, they had for each container or each substance, for each container, each substance, they had a data sheet. Um, God, I can't remember what it was called. And it was that data sheet gave the, oh, there you go. That data sheet gave the,
Hey,
alrighty, it's you, okay.
sorry.
Um, Materials, it was a material something sheet, data material. I can't remember. I can't remember the whole name, but it gave if you were contaminated with the substance, what you had to use. If you swallowed it, there was one procedure. If you got it on your skin, because there's only you breathe it, you eat it, or you get it on your skin. That's the way you get contaminated. One of the three ways. So they had uh, a materials data sheet that um, told how to counteract um, the first aid portion, what had to be done, whether to induce vomiting, not to induce vomiting, whatever. If you ate it, or got it on your skin, how long you had to. If you get it in your eyes, how long you had to rinse your eyes and all. I mean, it had everything. MDS, material data sheet. I swear that's what it was called. So, yep. So, yeah. Hey, Albert, welcome back. Um, so
Albert.
anyway, I made that up. And I mean that took months and months and months and months and months. But I'll tell you how much pull Denny Lally did not have, because if you got a parking ticket, I got a parking ticket one time down there. I'm doing volunteer work and I got a damn parking ticket. I was down there all day, and they come by with their little pieces of chalk, and they'll chalk your tire. Or they'll put a piece of chalk on right at the edge of your tire on both sides to see if you've moved your vehicle.
Hmm.
And they gave me a parking ticket. I took the parking ticket to Denny Lally, and I said, "Hey, wait a minute! I ain't paying this. I'm down here volunteering, doing your work, that your secretary could gather all this information for, and I'm doing all the research, and I'm doing the EOP." And he says, "Well, I hate to tell you this, but," he says, "I can't get them to drop that ticket." And I said, the ticket was $5 parking ticket. That's all it was. If I would have been Denny Lally, I'd have put a 5 out of my pocket and handed it to the person that got the
Yeah.
parking ticket. No, he wasn't even man enough to do that. You know. Yeah, materials requirement planning, material safety data sheet. I can't. I think it was material safety data sheet. MSDS, MSDS sheet. Um. So.
That's one
He.
thing. We kind of lucky where I live. We don't really have paid parking around here, really. I don't know of any place unless you go to a big town, like you'd have to go to Atlanta or somewhere like that.
Well, there were 490,000 people in Rockford at that time.
Oh yeah, yeah, big
I
place.
mean, it
Yeah.
was, and they had parking meters. They had frickin' parking meters. Since then, they have outlawed the parking meters and taken them out. Whether they've put them back in now or not, I couldn't tell you. I can tell you, however, here in Tucson, they have frickin' parking meters. You can't put coins in parking meters here because people cut off the parking meters. Thieves do, and steal the parking meters because there's coins in there. So now you have to have a credit card,
Hmm.
and you slip a credit card in there for parking. Believe it or not, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's one
Yeah,
thing I'm glad I don't have to put up with. I lived up north with my ex-wife in Canada. Where I worked, you had to pay to park. And that was a pain in the butt. I hated that. But since I've came back
yeah.
home, I don't have to worry about that anymore. But
Well,
see, the
back
reason
then,
why they do that is because the snow removal and all that stuff. That's where that money goes towards.
yeah. Well, back then they had parallel parking too. You didn't
Oh
have
yeah,
angle parking; you had parallel parking. So you had to actually know how to park a car.
yeah. Hardly
Yep.
nobody can parallel park anymore. It's not a
No.
require. I mean, they test you for it, but they don't fail you for it here. Like I did it one time, Lady Di, and that was on my test. I never have been able to do it again, and that was that was so long ago because you
Huh.
had to do it to pass the test, and
Yeah.
I did it. I did it that one time, but for some reason I've tried doing it just out of practice, and I
Yeah.
never could quite get it in
And your
right.
and your tires have to be in Illinois. This is Illinois law. Your tires have to be within 11 inches of the curb, both of them.
Whoa, damn. Yeah,
That's Illinois law. So yeah, I
there's a
don't
lot
have a.
of
I've
lot of
never tried to parallel park this van, but I think I'd have a problem. I would probably wind up having to take 3 or 4 stabs at it, but I can get her done. Yeah,
I tried doing it. It was embarrassing, so I just gave up on it. I pulled out. Just the heck with it.
yeah. You got to be far enough away from the car that you're trying to
Yeah.
back up. You have to equal yourself as far as one the parked vehicle you're, and then you've got a spot behind that parked vehicle you're going to want to back into and parallel park. You've got to be equal, and then you start to back up and then cut your wheels,
Yeah.
get your back end starting to go in. And when you hit about the door, on a car, that is, I don't know about on a van, but on the car, you hit the front door, and then you start cranking the wheel back the other way to pull the front end in, and usually you'll flip right in there.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
been so long. I know there's an art to it. It's just been so long since I've tried to do it. But it is
yeah.
good to know how to if you go to a big city and you got to park somewhere.
Oh,
Because,
oh yeah,
damn, if you have to park at a regular spot, you may have to walk nearly a mile to get where you're going. But yeah, that's a good thing to know how to do. But
yeah.
they don't require. I mean, they test you for it. I don't think it's required anymore to pass, but they still do. Like I know it's on the test, but I don't think they fail you for it anymore. Uh, it is
I don't
nice.
know. I know when I took my test, you had to
Yeah, it
absolutely
used to
had to
be
parallel park,
mandatory. Yeah, it used to be.
and
Um,
then they would make you do it on a street without a curb. They'd
oh,
take you out in the country, and you'd have to parallel park on a street without a curb, without other cars there. And you've got to that way. And again, this is Illinois law. Okay, you have to pull up and then pull over, and then
hmm,
put your car in reverse. Crank your wheels if you're going uphill. Crank your wheels out and let the car roll back a little bit, as if there were a curb there.
oh,
And if you're going downhill, then you have to, instead of cranking your wheels out, you would crank them to the right and then let your
yeah,
car go in just a little bit. And their reasoning behind that is, if your transmission slips or
hmm,
your vehicle slips out of park, it's not going to go down the road or over across and
yeah,
hit an oncoming vehicle. It's going to go, the front end of it is going to either go down or it's going to go backwards. So you're, instead of hitting somebody head on, your vehicle hitting somebody head on, you're going to be you're going to be crosswise in the road, and they're going to have the
ah,
ability to be able to see your vehicle and stop in time.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is something people should learn how to do though, because like I say, if you ever go traveling somewhere like a big city, it does come into handy to know how to do it. Yeah.
Well, that's, one stop, that is one thing that's on my bucket list is I just want to try and back up a semi with a box on the back and try to back it down in a
Oh,
dock. That's all I want to do.
damn,
I
one
just want to
stop.
try it one time. That's all I want to do.
That's good. One stop. A lot of people aren't able to do that, especially
Yeah,
not the first time. A lot of people I know that have their CDL, they failed the test like once or twice before they got it.
yeah.
Um,
Because
like 'cause,
that's got
CDL, you don't. You got to do a written plus. You got to drive. It ain't just and you got to name everything on the truck. Like they point to it. You have to name what it is, and it's not like just getting a regular driver license. Sorry about that, late guy. Go ahead.
I mean, that's backing up a semi has got to be different than backing up a car with an 18 or 20, 25-foot boat
Oh
on the
yeah,
back. You got more wheels with a semi.
yeah. You got to use the windows, Comdex windows.
Yeah,
I know that you can't. You have to use. They make you use those windows on the test. So it's told.
yeah, yeah. So I would like to. That's on my bucket list to do before I die. So
I want to get my CDL so I can get a really good paying job. They make good money. So you got jobs here. If you just know your CDL, you're automatically like nearly $30 an hour.
yeah.
Like, and they're not really hard jobs. I mean, and then you could be working your ass off, only making $16 an hour here in
Oh
Atlanta.
yeah. Well, you can make here. You can make like an In-N-Out burger. You can make
uh,
$22 an hour, 22.50 an hour, if you're experienced. It's
yeah.
from 19 to 22.50 an hour to work at In-N-Out Burger,
How much?
making freaking burgers.
My question to that is, how much is the rent there? Like, how much do they pay for their apartments and
Oh Lord, they're outrageous. They're
say
outrageous.
really it ain't really that's my thing, right? And I'm all for minimum wage being up, but the thing that sucks about it is whenever they do that, they raise up the minimum wage. All these
Yeah.
companies just raise up their prices of stuff, so you're really no farther ahead. You know,
I
yeah,
mean,
you're
what
making more money, but you're gonna have to spend more money now because everything done raised.
the house that I live in, they could rent this for between 28 and 3,500 a month.
Yeah, I mean, so really, they're no more ahead than somebody here making like $12 an hour because they're having to pay the rent ratio ends up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the bad thing about it. Like I know, and it sucks because I do agree that people should get paid a living wage, but unfortunately, corporations go up on everything whenever stuff goes up. So
Yeah.
unless you're gonna govern what companies can do, that's gonna happen. You know, it's like inflation. Look at all like Coca-Cola going up every 2 to 3 months on their cokes.
Yeah.
It's up to like $2.99 for a 2 liter now.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
so I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Let me see if I've got his info. There it is, Gmail. No, I don't want to leave the site, dummy. No, push it.
I've been watching that crap in
Compose.
Israel for the last day or so.
Yes, I have. I have. I have Uh, Albert's email. I absolutely do.
I do have. I won't bother her without disagreements. I said I don't bother you. I'm trying to get the facts. Is he a troll or?
Albert? No,
Oh,
I
okay,
don't think he is.
I
I
didn't
don't think
know.
Albert. No, Albert's not a troll. Not as far as
Sorry,
I know.
Albert. I didn't know if you were or not. I don't care if you are. I just was curious if you were. I used to troll. I don't. I try to get away from that crap. I used to troll. Stupid, really.
Yeah, Albert's a good guy. I've never seen Albert troll anybody.
Oh, okay. I used to.
Yeah.
I didn't when I first started YouTube. I was just a nice dude, and then I kind of got around some people that weren't that were kind of like that. It's no excuse, but
Yeah.
I did do it for a while, but I don't now. And now the people that troll hate me. So, So,
Yeah, well, trolls are like buttholes. Everybody's got one. It's just the trolls have more than one. They've got one in their face. They got one in their backside. They got, one in their mouth.
yeah, I gotta. It's funny. It's just funny because they turn on each other. It's like, and that's why I quit doing it because I realized that these people they don't even like each other. Like, and it's stupid. Like, you don't
Um,
get nothing out of it. I don't know why people do it. To be honest.
Albert, do you want me to send him your email that I have on list for you? Yes or no? Or Abe, do you want me to send him your email? Yes or no? I mean, you got to tell me here. I'm willing to do whatever I can do. Um, if it's no, it's fine. I don't care.
Ed Ramirez. Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, I don't know what's Ed's problem is. I don't have a
He
freaking.
he's never been. That's one thing I gotta say. He's never been mean to me. He's picked on me, but he's never been like a jerk to me. Uh, they just like to bust balls. Some of them. That's the TC's crew. Yeah, Tom Gambino's crew. They like to bust balls.
Yeah, I mean, I've never said or done anything
Yeah.
against Ed Ramirez, so I don't know what his problem is.
Uh,
And sorry, because I haven't said or done anything against him, it's his problem, not mine.
well, they're
So
cool with Blue Eyes, so maybe it's to do with Blue Eyes.
I don't have a clue. Don't have a clue.
Because Blue Eyes is part of that crew. Blue Eyes. Let's see who else is in there. It's
Flying Monkey.
DDT. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't think
Flying
TC
Monkey.
likes. I don't think TC likes Flying Monkey too well. He may tolerate her if she was to come in, but I don't think he's like a big fan of hers. But yeah, she's been in there before though.
Yeah.
I saw a picture. Here, I thought I was rough looking up. Jeez, I saw a picture. I don't know if it was her or not. I think it was one of Honest Abe's thumbnails on one of his videos.
I don't know. Flying Monkey's great big huge problem with me was with her husband, and
Oh.
they called me a liar about me reporting the Plainfield tornado, and until I got a hold of a lady by the name of Wilgoss, and let her know who the one amateur radio operator that did report that was me. I am now in the record book as being reported that.
Oh. Dude. Yeah, he says something about Abe in the military. I'm just reading the chat there. Right?
Yeah, well, Abe has a DD2. He wasn't in the military, Albert. How did he get a DD214? That's a question. That's just, I'm not arguing. I'm just stating the question.
I got a cousin that's in the army, and God, I think he's gonna get kicked out. I hope he doesn't. But what he did is they for some reason when they graduated, they had some of the ones that were lodging with other people. They had to do they sent them home for like a few weeks. I don't know why they did this. All right, so he done got used to the life there where he was stationed at. And they, that's like getting up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. They bang these damn drink things they come in. But he had then got used to that, right? So he was bragging about
Yeah.
how much he liked it. So he gets home and he gets back to playing his video games and all this stuff. Then he goes back and now he's saying that he's depressed and all this stuff. I said, yeah, so all that is you got home and you remembered the way life used to be you got spoiled on it. They should have never sent you home. That was the worst thing. All right. So
Yeah.
I think that he threatened he ain't gonna kill himself. But what it is he misses that life. And I tried to tell him. I told him you need to tough it out. Try to tough it out. Because if you come home, your ass has to get a job. And your work record's horrible because most of the jobs he's ever got fired from, or he just wasn't very it just stupid shit he did, right? That's why he basically went into service because his dad pretty much told him, you're done. Like your last option is going into service. So
Yeah.
if he gets kicked out, he's screwed. He's gonna have to somehow get a job, and I don't know who's gonna hire him because his work record is horrible. But
Yeah.
hopefully he'll tough it out. And I told him he needs to stay in there. Tough it out. Because if he comes home, he's gonna. The only thing I could tell him to do is get a trade somewhere or get his CDL. That's about the only thing he could do. I don't know. People just, I don't know. They don't want to grow up.
Yeah. Albert, that is his actual email. He couldn't
Yeah.
get anything else with Honest Abe in it other than that. I have sent an email to that. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. But I'm just saying that is his email.
Yeah. I tell you, if I was between 18 and 21 right now, I'd be kind of concerned.
Yeah, I'd be really concerned about joining right now.
I would be getting in shape. I'd be I don't know. I mean, if
Yeah.
Turkey and Iran and all these countries do what they claim they're going to do, it's not going to be
Yeah.
good over there.
Yeah. I think we're sitting on a powder keg of World War III is
Oh
what I
yeah,
think we're doing.
yeah, it's not good. Yeah, I try to tell my cousin that you might as well stay in it because he's of that age to draft, to be drafted.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I mean, I was willing, Albert, to send you that email. Um, but that is his email. I'm just saying. In order to get the Honest Abe email, that's what he had to go to. So
Von Helton was in service, but I think he only was in it for like a month and he got kicked out.
oh yeah?
Yeah, they pick on him about it because he didn't. I think he got discharged. Uh, he had like a really bad ranking. It was I forget what somebody put it out there. Somebody had found his ranking and they had dots it on the internet. Yeah, he's basically a washout. He can't really do nothing. They undesirable what they call him.
Yeah, 256 is the form 256. My husband had one. That's what they give you when you're out, but you can still be called back in. Um, that's what my husband told me. And until that amount of time passes, and he enlisted, by the way, he wasn't drafted. He enlisted. Until that you're complete time is up. That's what you use to get into the Veterans Administration or a vet hospital.
Oh, okay.
So
Let's see. That's if you go to VA or whatever. You got to go.
yeah, yeah, and you're no longer in the service, and all your service is complete. That's what they give you. They give you this 256 so that you can see a
Yeah.
vet doctor or whatever. Because my
Yes.
husband had one. I saw him burn his. I saw him burn his uniform. He was that disgusted.
Oh. Yeah, a lot of
Um,
people were pissed when they came back from Vietnam. Like,
yep,
my
yep,
granddaddy was in Vietnam, and I think when they came back, they were getting spit at by people and called baby killers. And
yep.
one of
That's
his
what they
guys
did.
that was beside him said, "If I had my so and so, I forget what type of gun it was, I'd blow all their heads off." And it was like, yeah, this has been back probably. I think didn't that war end in the 70s, right? Was it early 70s or?
I don't know. I mean, my husband got out. It was still going. I think it was still going. They still had people in Nam after my husband was out, and he was
Yeah,
out like between 65 and 66, somewhere in there,
yeah.
67.
I
I
think
mean,
it
that's
was.
been a lot of freaking years ago. That's when I
Oh yeah,
met him. I met him then. So,
yeah. Because my granddaddy said they got treated like shit when they got back. I said, well, that's a shame, because it ain't like you had a choice if you were drafted. You had to go. I mean, and that's part of being in the service. And if you're in the service, that's the agreement you make. Whether you like it or not, you go to war. Uh,
yep.
uh, a lot of these people you see on TikTok, they say they'd rather go to prison if they get drafted. They're gonna just choose to go to federal prison. They're not gonna go. A lot of these kids that are, you know, they, hopefully they don't have to
Yep.
do a draft. It's
Yeah. Yep. So, I know that they when he came back, he came back on a God. It was a cargo plane. They flew him over on one. They flew him back on one, and he missed the first one,
mm,
and he had to take the second cargo plane, the ones that they drop skids and stuff from,
sorry,
and and
I'm laughing.
and
I see the salty rant in your chat.
yeah, he's gone. He's gone. I wasn't even going to give him the time of day. Um, he came back in uniform. Um, the first one that he didn't catch was shot down, and everybody died in it. And the second one got through. But it was on a cargo plane, the kind they drop jeeps from and all that crap. The
Yeah,
the back drops down and opens up. I forget what the heck what the number of it is, but I remember that.
hmm.
Um, but
Oh, hey, I don't know if you know who this is, but Matthew Perry, the actor, died today.
really,
Yeah, I just saw it. Somebody put it on their face on my face. Oh, it was on Facebook. One of my friends posted on here. Matthew Perry has reportedly died.
huh?
He was on 90. Yeah, yeah, he was on. Was he on? Oh, on Friends. He played Chandler Bing on Friends. Yeah.
Yeah, my husband's got two DD-214s. He's got one for Vietnam and he's got one for the States. And the DD-214, all that does is that's your where they cut you. They cut you from the service. In other words, they let you go. But then you've got that time that you can be called back in.
Hmm.
And and he had the 256. I don't have his 256. He burned it. Yeah, he was a tech sergeant. Yep, USAF. Yep, Vietnam. Yep.
My
So,
granddaddy, he was what they called a load master. They had those. What they did is they got the bodies and put them. They need like dead bodies and load them up.
yeah. Yep. I knew a guy that was in the Korean War, and he had pictures of actual hangings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's a guy that we know here, and he used to have pictures. He had some rough stuff, and I never saw any of them because but I just heard people talk about it. Like he was messed up mentally from it. Like he had
Oh yeah.
problems from
Oh yeah.
Vietnam because of
Yeah.
that, seeing shit like that. Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, they all, anybody that went to Nam, damn, it's so dark in here, I can't see squat. Um, he went to, when he was in Nam, when he was riding around, they would string piano wire across the road in between the trees.
mm-hmm.
And he was just kind of laying back, taking it easy in the Jeep, and they had the windshield pushed down flat in the front. It's like they had the Jeeps like in the 4077, MASH movie. And both of the guys' heads that were in the front, the good driver and the guy in the rider, and then he was sitting in the back, they came off and wound up in his lap. I mean, I don't know of anybody that ever went to Nam that didn't have PTSD.
Yeah, that shit. Yeah, I mess you up. I mean, uh,
Yep.
even there's a lot of people from the Gulf War that's got it. Uh, we know there's people here from the Gulf War in the '90s that's got problems from that
Sure.
war.
Sure. I don't know of anybody that served active service that doesn't have PTSD. I really don't. I mean, it wasn't fun over there, guys. It wasn't
Oh
fun.
no, this
It
guy
wasn't
worked with
games.
at the railroad that he tells me about, like kids throwing rocks at him and shit like that, and this crazy shit that they would do to the soul. They would try to do, they see a soldier, they just crazy shit that they do over there. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was, because my husband was in the Air Force. What I did, and they have one of these for each and every branch. So you've got one for Marines, you've got one for Army, you got one for Navy, um, and you got one for Air Force. Um, they didn't have the Sky Force back then. That was part of the Air Force.
No.
They had what they called USAF Mars, MARS, and that's Military Affiliate Radio Service. And a lot of people don't even know what that amounts to. Um, Mars, the Military Affiliate Radio Service. When you've got someone overseas, or even if they're, usually it has to do with people that are overseas, out of the country, and they want to call home and they want to talk to their loved ones, their mom, their dad, their brothers, their sisters, their aunts, their uncles. It doesn't matter who it is. What Mars does is, you have to be, number one, you have to work off of military frequencies, so you're licensed. And I still have my creds for that. Um, I don't do it anymore, but I still have my creds for that, because I could get in the DOD up at Great Lakes, and get equipment. Anyway, what they do is, you have to be an amateur radio operator. You have to be licensed to go on 20 meters, at least 20 meters, which would put you in the upper ranks of amateur radio. And then you have to have an auto patch, what they call an auto patch. And they contact you. There's always a ham radio operator in every military branch, wherever you're at. Always. Always. And they're licensed through the military, and they're a ham radio operator. And they, through 20 meters, it's 14 megahertz band, because it's the most solid band. You got the best coverage, overall coverage. And they contact you by radio. You hook everything up through this auto patch, and you try and get a station that is close enough that they don't wind up having to pay long distance fees. But I didn't care. I didn't care. I would take calls from Chicago, over 100 miles away, Um, and I would make these phone calls, and the only thing that they have to do, because you're on full duplex, kinda full duplex is like a telephone, but they can't tell when you're done talking. So the only thing that the people that are talking have to say is when they're done saying what they have to say, they need to say the word over. That's it. And then the other person picks up the other half of the conversation. When they're done saying what they need to say, they say over, and it goes back to the other person. And they have a conversation that way, and they can talk to their loved ones. I mean, um, what they can't do in time of war is they can't, if they're overseas and they're in a time of war, they can't say specific things like, where are you
Yeah.
located at? They
Yeah. Oh
can't
yeah.
tell where they're located at. They can't tell where the base is, or if they're out on the lines, they can't give their location. And they can't talk about anything political
Mm-hmm.
that has to do with the country that they're in or the United States where they're from. Now it's all done. Well, when I got out of it, it was all done by a BBS, and it's done on
Yeah.
BBS on a BBS board. So
Shit, they probably use the internet now or something.
I don't have a clue. I mean, I resigned my commission back in 2006,
Uh,
and I believe um, September of 2006, because my husband passed in August of 2006. And I was also the state Mars director for Region 3 at that time, and I was the Rome officer. So, and I still have the pin that they gave me for state Mars director with my call sign, my original call sign on that, and that was Alpha Foxtrot. Well, I'm not gonna give that. I'm not gonna give that.
yeah.
If you were an officer, you had an AFF call for the Air Force, and your standard call was AFA. So I'm not gonna give the call signs.
Mm-hmm.
But you had to do that on military frequencies. So you had to physically open up your radio so that it would transmit out of band, so that you could go on military frequencies. And because I was the state Mars director, anybody in the state, if they were just joining, I could assign them a call sign, and then I could give them the mod sheet. I would email them a copy of the mod sheet to be able to open up the radio to transmit and receive out of band, because you got to use a ham radio. See, that's how it works.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I don't know anybody
Yeah.
really they probably wouldn't say.
Yeah.
I know I was watching some of the footage of the equipment that we got over in
Oh yeah.
Israel. It's pretty impressive. Some of them.
Yeah. I don't have a clue, man. I don't watch the news anymore.
It's
It's
crazy, man.
nothing good. Nothing good comes on the news anymore. I
No,
just don't
no,
watch
no.
it.
It's all negative.
Yeah, I just don't watch it anymore. I mean, there's nothing I can
But
do
every
about it.
while, I just want to see what kind of stuff we have, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, there ain't
Well, look
nothing
at the,
can
look at
really.
the stuff we left in
Yes.
Afghanistan. Look at the stuff we left in
Yeah.
Afghanistan with POTUS now. So, there's a lot of
Yeah.
people that don't understand the difference between POTUS and SCOTUS. So,
Oh, but she was going to be what? Robbie Battles. Robbie Battles. Sorry, Robbie Battles. How could Lady Diane White
yeah,
be?
you know who that is? You know who that
Yeah,
is?
yes,
That's
I
the
do know.
guy. That's the guy that was 350 pounds, used to play with the testicles of a little bitty tiny chihuahua, and let hissing cockroaches in and out of his mouth, and took a dump, stood naked on YouTube and took a dump in his chair. Really?
I know. Yeah, I've seen his videos. It's always talking about the policeman coming after the trolls. Oh dear Lord! I think it's somebody acting like him. I think it's a
I don't know.
troll.
Yeah, it's
It's
just a troll. All I did was just ban it.
and he's
Yeah.
in battles. I get people call me Robbie Battles. It's like there's no S on the end of my name. I don't know what.
Yeah, well, Illinois doesn't, you don't pronounce the S on the end of that either. And so many stupid ass people call it Illinois. Excuse me, there's no such place as Illinois. Jesus.
So funny.
Did they not go to school? Did they not go to school and learn how to pronounce all the states?
I wonder who that is. That's got to be somebody that knows me. It's somebody that knows you. Well, they know you obviously because
Yeah.
they're.
Well, it's probably Salty Rant is who it is. You know,
Excuse
it's
me.
one of his sock
Stock
accounts.
accounts. Oh man. He's using old Kermit the Frog still on his thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shot somebody ain't trying to get him in trouble for using that Kermit the Frog because that may could be considered copyright because that's what Disney owns.
Yep.
That
Well, according to him, it's the ring on his middle finger that he's holding up that lets him out of it. I don't know. I don't have a clue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Found him a little what they call it something. I forget that word for it, uh, where you can find a way out of something loophole. There we go. He found a.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you're back. I could be. You
Hey,
gonna come up?
ISCB. I
You gonna
could.
come up tonight and show everybody what eye candy you are, sweetheart? Just a question. You keep telling me the next time, the next time, the next time, the next time, the next time. Boy, this Coke Zero is good.
Yeah, I like Coke. I like the Pepsis too. I like both of them. I've been making myself drink water because man, I don't like water, so I have to force myself to drink it.
Yeah, I have ice water at my
Yeah,
bed on
that's
my
the only way I'll
bedside
drink
table.
it. It has to be
Yeah.
cold. I won't drink it warm or.
Yep, yep. I can't. Oh, no, 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 no. I can't do warm water. No, no. Now I can drink hot
No,
coffee.
yeah, this guy was telling me that it's good to drink water warm. I said, well, I can't. That's nasty. I
Yeah,
cannot
look at this. Look at this crap. Might.
drink.
Might. Jesus. I could be. You're such a tease.
Emo's been quiet here lately. I haven't seen him do a video in a few days.
I haven't seen anything of emo.
Yeah, he did
Not at
one
all.
here a few days. Well, I think it's been a few days ago. He's kind of got more quiet. He's not as active as he used to be. But I know his husband is not doing well. That could be why.
It could be, yeah. Yeah, I could be. Never know. Come on, give me a break. You're just being a candy butt. That's all.
Someone Kool Aid and it's real hot.
You never know. Jesus. I used to for my grandkids and when they were real little, and I used to get God Almighty, what the hell was it called? I used to mix Kool Aid, and they would call this Nana Blend, and orange juice without the pulp,
Oh yeah.
and I would mix it half and half. And the kids love that stuff. They absolutely freaking love that stuff.
I can't drink Kool-Aid or Hawaiian Punch. I tried drinking Hawaiian Punch, and see, I got type 2 diabetes, and you gonna talk about dropping your sugar up? Holy shit.
Oh yeah,
I don't drink that no more. I tried it one time. I got some that was supposed to be reduced sugar or whatever. And so I'll
yeah,
drink a cup of it and see, as I took my sugar. I said, oh, I ain't drinking that no more. I no money.
yeah, yeah.
It's like sugar water, I guess. Yeah. And I can drink that Coke and it don't mess with my sugar. I can drink that. I can drink Pepsi like that, Diet Pepsi. But if I drink like reduced sugar, like Kool Aid or Powerade or something like that, oh shit!
Well,
I don't.
if you buy the single packets instead of buying the pre-sweetened Kool-Aid, if
Mm-hmm.
you buy the single packets, they're like, I don't know, they used to be like a nickel a piece or a dime a piece. And then you're supposed to add the sugar to it. If you get the sativa, it tastes like sugar,
Oh yeah, yeah. The
but
substitute.
it's a substitute, and it's not. It doesn't have aspartame. It's not aspartame. Aspartame is not good for you.
Oh yeah,
Not good for anybody.
it's not good for you. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Really, the best thing to do is like you say, but nobody wants to drink water all the time. But that's really the
That's the only way I can drink plain water is ice water, and I keep that at my on my table next to my bed, right next to my 380.
yeah. That used to be my favorite Kool Aid one stop. I used to love the grape kind. Yeah,
Yeah, I like grape. I like orange. I like grape better than orange, but I like the
and
orange too.
I like the tropical punch.
Yeah.
And what's the blue kind? I used to like that too.
Blueberry.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was.
Yep.
I like the Monster, like the little. They're like the coffee drinks they got, they're like power drinks. Those are
Yeah.
good too. Loca Mocha, they're pretty good. They'll wake you up if you're tired. No.
They've got a sugar free thing that's called Body Armor. Believe it or not, and it comes
Yeah,
in a
it's pretty
case.
good. I've had that.
Yeah, yeah, but that's got to be cold, man. I can't drink
Yeah.
that stuff room temperature. It's got to be cold. I mean, cold, cold. So, but I do that too, and it's sugar free. Called Body Armor. You get it at Costco.
Yeah, they got that here.
You get it for like, was it $15 or $17 a case? It's good stuff though. It's good stuff. All different kinds of flavors. I like, believe it or not, I like the lemonade. I think that's the
Yeah.
best. Yeah. Well, I had no pink sky to show tonight.
Supposed to get cold here next. I think it's Monday night or Tuesday. I think low is supposed to get down to like 30, and then the high in the 50s. Right now it's been hot. Well, not really hot, but warm. It got up to like 82, which is like a record high.
Yeah.
But there's supposed to be a cold front coming through. I think like Monday or maybe it's Sunday or Monday it comes through, and then it's gonna get really cold here. Well, not really cold. I mean, for us it'll be a little cool, but for people up north it wouldn't be cold. Really. But
Yeah.
for us it is. We usually don't get a frost till like Thanksgiving, but it looks like we're gonna have one this week. So
Yeah, they had I only buy a turkey breast when I cook a turkey. I do not ever cook a whole turkey. I don't like the dark meat. I only like the breast, so I buy just the breast. They
yeah.
had turkeys. They had turkeys on sale for $2.09 a pound.
Oh
Jesus, but $2.09 a pound.
yeah.
Oh,
It's high. I meat is ridiculous.
yeah, and that's on sale. What the hell is the normal price?
It's high as hell. Meat, any
Or
type of meats, like
yeah, or is it that you don't see that extra 20 $25 you just spent for a damn turkey breast hit you in the back because it's all cash, dollar
Mhm.
bills, not change. When you walk out with it, oh
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous how they're gouging us for meat and stuff now. But I don't know what the excuse is for that. They took the inflation rate. I was watching this thing about it, and they were taking like these companies that have went up on stuff, and they proved that these companies are going up way more than what they have to. It's ridiculous, but the government won't step in because all of your politicians, guess where their money comes from? Corporations. A lot of
sure,
them,
sure,
So it's like these people that are far left. Your politicians are never gonna do what you want them to do. That's why I don't really. I'm like you. I don't really get into politics too much anymore because they're all crooks. I mean,
yeah.
even the ones
Politicians, they
that
all
have a
lie.
good talk, they're crooks. Even the ones that seem like they're for the people, at the end of the day, they've been bought and paid for too. So
I think all they do is they talk about what they think you want to hear, and they
yeah,
lie like dogs. And I don't care who they are. I don't
oh
care who
yeah.
they are. They're all liars. Snowball,
Well,
snowball, come.
when you got a system that's set up where you have to have money to get in federal government, I mean, you're gonna
Yeah,
have crooks. I mean, that's the
yeah,
problem. It's set up where you have to be corrupt to get into it.
yep,
Uh,
yep.
I mean, local government you can look up and get in and not have to be rich. But if you want to, if you want to get in like the House of Representatives or something like that, you got to have a little bit of push, like a little bit of money,
Yeah,
or you got to get in with the right people. So it's a corrupt system. So it's never going to be for common people. That's why I
yeah,
tell people there's no need to get emotionally attached to either party because they're both against you, really.
yeah.
They're only going to do so much for you. I mean, they're
They're
not.
they're gonna promise you the biggest porterhouse steak God's ever created,
Yep.
and you're gonna be lucky if you get the round part of a round steak bone with nothing in the middle.
Yep. That's exactly what it is.
Yep.
I got a half brother and half sister, and they're very far left. Well, I think they're socialists. I think they call themselves socialists, but they'll vote Democrat because that's the closest that you can
Jeez.
come to a socialist. And they pushed all this stuff on Facebook. I got my half brother. He's Israel's in the wrong, da 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 da, because they're pro-Palestinian and all this. I'm
Oh
like,
Lord.
you don't. First of all, you don't really know what's going on over there because the media. You don't know how much of it's truth that you're getting on the news.
Yeah.
So, I mean, me personally, I guess probably because of my religion, I might be a little biased towards Israel, but I'm pretty sure that both sides have done bad. Like,
Yeah.
but I think Israel has the right to defend itself. I
Sure
mean,
they do. Every country has a right. Even the communist countries have a right to defend
yeah,
themselves. I mean, but there is no such thing as true communism either. Because if there was, you wouldn't have a dictator.
yeah, oh yeah,
He wouldn't have anything any different than the poorest person in the country. So there is no such thing as true communism.
yeah. So, with communism, the only people that has money are the leaders, really.
Right.
I mean, yeah, you'll get health care, you'll get stuff, but it's like you tell people, you're gonna be limited to what you get. You're never gonna get past a certain level with socialism. I mean, if you're okay living like that, then I guess that's your utopia. But
Yeah.
if you want to really be something in life and make good money, you probably are gonna be more against it. It really,
Yep.
me personally, I don't know. I mean, there's no easy solution to it because if you go that way, then they could say somebody that's like a doctor or, I mean, so I'm just giving that example. Somebody that's got a trade that's really valuable, they're going to have a limit as to how much money they can make.
Yep. Yep.
That's how they do in Canada. The doctors, I mean, none of them are poor. They're not hurting by any means. They live pretty good. I know a doctor in Canada, but they do have a limit as to how much money they make. That's where
Sure.
they can come to the States and be millionaires. So a lot
Yeah,
of them
but
do.
I think the United States government even goes to this extent. I think they dictate basically how many people can be in college to be an attorney, a doctor, a podiatrist, a specialist, and no doctor basically is an all around doctor anymore. They
Yeah.
all specialize.
Yeah.
So, um, and I think the colleges are run basically by the government. Now, maybe I'm wrong, and I'll say that I could be so full of prunes, it's not even funny. But that's what I honestly believe, because they make the classes. The college sets the classes for the class size and how many people will accept. And
Yeah.
who's telling them that? Who's telling them that they won't take one more student when they don't have all full classes? I'm
Mhm.
just saying. I've
Yeah.
seen it. I've seen it for years.
Well, I
I mean,
know.
I've gone to two colleges. I was going for an Apex degree. Um, that's in Apex is in materials requirement planning. So that's a fallacy. There is no such thing as a true MRP system. So that a company doesn't tie up any of its assets in anything that they're not going to use within the week. So if they've got an order, if they've got an order for a specific item and it takes so much steel, so much carbide, whatever, you know, like the old tree pan heads that they used to make for honing out for what back in the day when engines were, you know, steel. They were
Yeah.
steel, and they would hone out the engines and all this crap, and they called those tree pan cutters. A true MRP system says you're not going to need this steel until you start that job. So you order that steel a week before you need it to be delivered the day before you're going to use it. That's impossible to do. You can't do it.
Yeah.
It's impossible. You can't do it. Um,
Most of the colleges here, like, pretty, as far as education, they're good education, but it's everything is kind of gauged to the left. Like, I've noticed most of the people in my family that are college educated are extremely liberal. I don't know of any that are conservative.
yeah,
And
I've always been a conservative. I've never been a
yeah,
left wing.
but they teach them that in college. A lot of the
Sure,
stuff, like,
sure,
it's slanted that way because the professors, a lot of them are usually very liberal here.
sure.
Um, so I mean, if you think about it, if you're a student and a person that's teaching you is, if they're slanting it towards that way, then you're probably gonna be a liberal more than likely. And so that's kind of what it's like in most colleges. I'm pretty sure there's some that aren't like that, but most of your 4-year colleges here, or bigger ones, are. Um, Most of the people who, they end up getting better paying jobs, they'll end up being liberal. My
Yeah,
sister's very liberal. I love her, but we don't talk politics. We try
yeah.
not
That's
to ever go down that.
no, 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 no. I don't talk politics to my
Yeah,
family.
I try my
No.
best not to, and if they get close to it, I'll ask, I'll either ask something about sports or just something way off, like, to try to gauge the conversation away. Because if I
Yeah,
give my opinion on stuff, it pisses everybody off. So I just try not to. I just try to talk about something else. But
yeah. I
uh,
mean, politics, money, and religion. That's three
yeah,
things you
that's another
don't
thing. Yeah,
discuss. You don't
religion
discuss
too,
with family members.
especially religion, because yeah, they're not religious at all. But I am. I mean, I'm a Christian, but Most of them used to be Christian, but they're not now. They, oh, man.
I don't know. I'm starting to read the chat. No, I don't. I don't think Albert's a troll. He doesn't troll. I mean,
Boy, him and
no.
Abe's been kind of going back and forth of reading it.
Yeah, I haven't been reading it. Sorry.
I guess Albert's asking about his service and something to do with his service. He doesn't believe him.
Hey, Wildlife Wanda. Howdy, howdy. Welcome.
Hey.
Yeah, yeah. Please give me a thumbs. Please. It's good for the algorithm. So could I have a thumbs? Even if you're a troll, give me. I don't care if it's a thumbs up or if it's a thumbs down. Just give me a thumbs. Pick one. Make a choice.
Oh, that could have
one.
been. I was just thinking that account may have been Silly Central. Have you ever seen Silly Central?
I think I've watched one or two of his videos and only part of them.
What he does is he goes, Rick Productions. He gets Rick when he gets all of his clips when he, Rick gets mad and he rages. He does, that's what he does. He gets all of his clips and he goes after that Dan guy. That's why I think it may be Silly Central, because he knows me because I'm sub to him. So he may have done that. I don't know. It may have been him. I don't know. It's got to be somebody that knew me because the way they said my name. But that's I don't know why they would. I mean, you ain't ever done nothing to nobody, so I don't know why they would. I don't know. It's crazy.
I don't know. You're getting that 4-lettered nasty word, Wildlife Wanda. You getting that 4-lettered nasty word. Starts with an S. Starts with an S. Ends with a W.
Where's she from?
I don't know. What state you from, Wildlife Wanda?
Yep,
if we may ask, if you care to say.
Don't think you got to tell me the exact. Just if you're up north, that's good enough. I kind of could figure out, because I know they said something about snow this weekend in some places up north.
Albert, let me tell you this. I have seen Abe, and I'm not a liar. I have seen Abe in a actual police car with red and white lights. I've seen him in uniform. I have a picture of him in uniform standing next to a squad car. And I've known him for over 25 years, if that does you any good. I just want to say that.
One thing,
and as far as his military service, it's already been doxxed.
Yeah, I don't know about the military stuff. I don't care. I mean, I take him at his word, but I know when he was in another room that I listened to. I forget what room it was. I think he had put it in his community tab, and I clicked on it. And I was driving. I was at work, and I put it on my radio just first for something to listen to. And they were going at him about, oh, you're just a security officer because he worked at a college. Well, where I live, we have a college, and it has its own police department. It's like
right.
Private police. So
That's
he's
right.
not lying about that, because that is something here that happens. And I wanted so bad to go into that that live stream and say, he's not lying about that, because we have that here where I live. So,
yeah, and I can tell you this: I've seen his creds as a police officer.
Yeah,
I knew him when he went down and did his thing. He was wanting to join up with the Air Force, and that's as far as I'm going to go. That's all been doxxed. He was a police officer. I mean, he didn't drive a beat on the streets, but he could go on the streets.
Yeah.
And he could legally drive on the streets. In other words, he could arrest people. He was a police officer. So for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, that's like here. Like, I guess people think you have to go to college to be police. You don't here. You just got to have a high school diploma. Now they'll send you to school and to train you, but you don't have to have a college degree to be a police officer here. Like,
right. That's all you.
They tried to get me to. When I got pulled over, well, I didn't get pulled over. It was just a stop that they had, and it was where I was working, coming back from work, and the guy's like, "Have you ever thought about going into the police force?" I said, "No, not really." Oh, it ain't
Yeah.
that bad. And he was trying to talk me into going or whatever. And it's like, I don't know
I
about that.
can I can remember one time. I can remember one time in Rockford, Illinois, and this is the absolute honest to God's truth. You used to have a degree, an associate's or bachelor's degree. Then they dropped it. They dropped the requirements to a high school education. Then they dropped the requirements to just make out an application and we will take you. You didn't even have to have a high school diploma
Well, hell, the railroad's like that
because,
now. CSX, they don't even make you have a high school diploma now. They're so desperate for
that's,
people.
yeah. Well,
They'll as long as
that's what
you
it
have
amount
common
that.
sense, they'll pretty much hire you.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
say you're gonna keep a job because it is. They have a lot of shit you can get in trouble for on the railroad, and they're very funny on their rules. But I
Yeah.
mean, you can get on there. I just can't guarantee how long you're gonna be employed there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they keep telling me to put in, and I should because it's a good paying job. The only bad thing about railroad life is you never know when you're working. They don't have a set schedule. So I mean, and it's like I say, you're away from your family a lot, which it ain't bad for me because I'm not married. But if you have kids and married, it's a rough life. But
Yeah.
uh, it's good money though. Uh, you need money in this country. Ooh,
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't. I wouldn't put my stuff out there either, Abe. I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to
No, no.
put especially in his situation where he's got a lot of people that don't like him. I definitely wouldn't put.
I've got, like I said, I've got two DD 214s for my husband because he was in Vietnam. He's got one for out of the country when he was in Vietnam, and he's got one for in the United States. And the DD 214s both say that. And
Uh,
I have actually shown the bottom of it before where I had two of them. And I've shown the book number on the back. And this is from the 60s. Again, it's from the 60s. And they're yellow with age. Um, I don't know what to say. They're DD 214s, and that's the part that I showed. I've never been in the military. I was only a USAF Mars. I was in USAF Mars,
no,
not in the military. But I picked, as I stated, I picked Air Force because my husband was in the Air Force. I could have picked Marines, Army, Air Force, any of the branches. It didn't matter.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just hate to see the fight in the chat. It's not good. It's just not good. Not something I like to see.
Well,
I mean, when I say fight, the argument. So, yeah.
oh me.
Oh, lordy, lordy. I started a scarf for my daughter, knitting. I don't know if I've got to be in the mood to do it, and I've not been in the mood. I started this scarf last year, and I haven't got it done yet. And I made it in her favorite color. But I'd like to make a matching hat too. I don't know. I'm just not in the mood to knit. Yep. But he does, Albert. He does have a DD 214. It's already been doxed. Flying Monkey doxed it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And I know the story behind his DD 214, but I'm not going to put it out there. Not my story to tell. My husband even told him. I mean, he's known my family. He knew my deceased granddaughter. He knew the parents. He knew all of it. He sat and had meals at my house.
Oh, I'm going to probably get off and take a nap just in case they call me later tonight. It's been nice chatting with you, Doc.
All righty, you have a great night, Robbie, and thanks so
Yeah,
much for coming
no
up.
problem. Y'all have a nice one.
Yeah, you too. So anyway, I started to talk about hazmat and cert. Um, I never said I was a an officer that went to PTI. I never said that. As a matter of fact, I've said I didn't go to PTI. I was a reserve officer, like a reserve officer. Um, when I was in hazmat, the very first thing I did was crime scene photos. Um, that's where somebody sat in the back seat of a vehicle right behind the driver, a pistol at the back of his head, and blew the front of his face off, all in the inside of the car. Um, the body had been removed, and the mess was all across the dash windshield. Um, no, you didn't cause any trouble, Albert. You didn't cause any trouble. It's okay. You have a great evening, and man, if you could send me some more pictures of what you see out your window, it would please me so much. It really would. You're always welcome back. Um, anyway, I had to take the pictures of that. That was a crime scene. It went from daytime into the evening. I also drove the uh, drove the light truck and set up lights for crime scenes, and I took pictures. That was my first. I've been in morgues. I have seen babies with petechial hemorrhages in their eyes, in the whites of their eyes. That was part of the hazmat training. That was hazmat training. Um, that's from shaken baby syndrome, from death. Um, I've seen all kinds of, God, I've seen all kinds of bodies, man. I've never watched a autopsy. I didn't want to watch an autopsy. I had the opportunity. I did not want to do it. I did not want any part of that crap. Why would I have to watch an autopsy to become CERT or hazmat? I don't want no part of that crap. Um, I don't want to know what the hell they do to you, to a body when you die, because someday I'm going to be there. There isn't anybody that can hear this that can say they will never be there, because you will be. You're going to die someday, and they're going to do whatever it is they do with it as far as an autopsy goes. Um, my husband didn't have an autopsy because I didn't want one. I knew exactly what he died from. He was under doctor's care when he died. He did not have an autopsy. I didn't want that. Um, but I don't. Oh, I have I have all the paperwork. I have all the paperwork at home uh, from the mortuary. What they were going to do with the body. I didn't want to read that. I don't want to read that. They've got to do what they got to do, and I didn't want to read that. I mean, I was married to this guy for 35 years, and I loved him. We had a great marriage. I did not want to know what the hell the mortician was going to do. What do I care? Do what you got to do. But you're going to do a couple of things for me. And I told the mortician what I wanted done, and he agreed to what I asked of him. That was with my husband. That was with my dad. That was with my mother. That was with my grandmother. My dad's mother. My mother was still alive when her mom passed, and she passed when she came up to Rockford and lived in Chicago. She had driven up and passed then. And they went by what my mom wanted done. Anyway, I have seen 11 people pass. I don't want to see another one pass. It's not like the movies. If you're a lady, you don't lay there with every hair in place, perfect makeup, perfect eyeshadow. And they sit there and they lay there and they go, well, I'm going to be dead in 30 minutes. Well, that's all right. I can just do that. It's, it's my time. And their lipstick is perfect. Everything is just perfect. It's not the way people die. It is not the way people die. And I don't care to see another one die. I'm just saying. Again, I worked with the Rockford Dive Team until they dissolved. And then they dissolved it afterwards, after I gotten out of it. And I got out in 2006. And I resigned my commissions. So I still have the plaque that I was given in 2002. And that was from Air Force Mars, USAF Mars. And it's got the date right on it. It's very difficult to read. I was presented that at a conference, news conference, or Mars conference in Rockford, and that was at a very prestigious place that has since burnt to the ground. It's not there anymore. I still have the. The thing that I had to wear on my shirt on my BDUs when I was in that, and I had to wear dress BDUs. And they were like blue. They were a dark blue in color. I still have one bicep patch from the Winnebago County Police Department. The other one was lost in the move. I don't know what to tell you. No, I don't divulge I don't divulge private phone calls from people to me, because it's nobody's business besides mine and the person that either I called or they called me. That's just the way it is. It's nobody else's business. And if you don't like that, I don't know what to tell you. Suffer. I don't loan money anymore. I don't make contributions anymore. I'm not a bank. If you want money, go to a bank and borrow it. Then you can pay it back. A bank doesn't give away money, and I don't either. Not going to happen anymore. I don't know what to tell you people. I just don't. I don't know what to tell you people. I have a patch from Abe, Honest Abe, from his police department that he worked for over 3 years. Just saying. I was not only USAF Mars State Mars Director, I was also the Rome officer. I was over the complete Region 3. And actually, the guy that was underneath the big dude, that ran the outfit, he was under me because he lived in the state. I've got a file cabinet full of military records and stuff from Mars, Air Force Mars, from people that have long passed. I just haven't, I don't know. It's just that I knew these people. I talked to these people. I knew these men. They were veterans. And it's just kind of hard to put their records through a shredder. And I can't just throw them away. I still have postage stamps that I have tried to turn back in to the Mars program, and they won't take them back. And I can't legally use them. And it's a pile and a half of them. I still have my credentials from back then. I can't use them. I can't use the postage stamps, and they're not mine because they belong to Mars. They're not my property. I can't use them and I can't destroy them. So it kind of puts you in a catch-22 type thing. Somebody else, at the time of my death, someone else can go through that 4-drawer filing cabinet, and they are going to have to box up all these files, and they're going to have to ship them back. They won't take them back from me. They're telling me, well, they're all these people are deceased. You can just, throw them out. No, I can't. It's government property. It's government property. When I'm going to mail a letter, I go to the post office. I pay the damn postage, and they put the postage on the letter, and then they keep it and mail it. I don't use government stamps. Sorry, can't do that. It's being misused. I had to sign agreements with this when I took these positions. That's theft of government property. You people want to commit theft of government property? That's up to you. I ain't going to do that. I can't. I had a FBI agent one time contact me over the prior SMD. Hey, a Patriot. Going into the DRMO with his father in 2 vans up to Great Lakes, and coming back with 2 vans full, and his father was a minister. And I'm going to tell you right now, I knew his father. I knew him, I knew his father, and I knew his mother. And his father and mother were good people. They didn't have a clue what they were doing. And I had an FBI agent trying to get me to turn over the records because he would make cannibalization reports on this equipment, and then he would sell it. That's illegal. You can't do that. You can't get government-owned gear. And he had everything from, you name it, he had it. Typewriters, he had, Jesus God Almighty, he had everything. And he brought back 2 van loads of this stuff, and then he would sell it. I'm just saying. She wanted me to give him the only way you could get rid of a piece of property to get it out of the hands of the government was to make a cannibalization report and destroy it. And you would have to destroy it, and you would have to prove you destroyed it, or you had to take it back. And he wasn't about to take anything back. He was selling the stuff. And I can even give you her last name, the FBI agent that contacted me. And I said, I have to go through my commander and get permission to give you this paperwork, because he was making cannibalization reports for everything he had gotten. And he'd do it in bulk quantity. And I told him, I said, it's government paperwork. It's government property. I have to get authorization from my commander to do this, lady. And no, I'm the FBI. I said, I don't care who you are. I don't care. Because you work for Alphabet Soup doesn't make you anything when it comes to government. You're not going to get me arrested for theft of government property and government documents. I still have the documents. I still have his file. She didn't get them. Just saying. So there's a lot of stuff I've done in my lifetime. A lot of stuff I've done in my lifetime. I could turn the camera on for anybody that thinks that Abe wasn't law enforcement, and I can show you one of his patches. But I will get his permission prior to doing that. Just saying. I am just freaking saying. I'm about done too. I've got like I don't know, a minute to go, and then I'm going to get off of here. You love the clock sound? I do too. That's a grandmother clock, not a grandfather clock. Sure, go ahead. You want me to show these people the patch? Is that what you want? Yeah, I know it's been doxxed, but he sent me one of his patches. And I still have a Winnebago County patch. That I used to wear. One of them that I used to wear on my biceps. The other one I had two, and one of them got lost in the move. Just the way it goes. Let me see. Let me flip to the other. This one. There it is. What does it say? There you go. You just saw it. That says police, Rockford University. So, yeah, that's it. But I would never do that without your permission. It's my patch. You gave it to me. But it's not. I don't feel that I have the right to do that without your permission. I can show you the one from Winnebago County Police. And it says that right on it. It says police right on it. So, if anybody wants to see that, I'll show that. And as I said, I had two, one for each bicep of the shirt, and one got lost in the move. I can show you the USAF Mars for state Mars director. I can show you the pin that they gave me. I can show you the plaque that I was presented from 2002. So, just saying. Anyway, it's not going to be tonight because I've got my 2 hours in and I'm getting the hay out of here. Um, I'm thinking a BLT is sounding pretty good right now. That's what I'm thinking. Patriot Defense was in here. I saw him in here. He was in the chat. He's not blocked. I mean, I can go in there and take a look, but I saw him in the chat. I don't know if he wanted to come up or not, but he should have been able to come up. I'll check it, but yeah, I'll check it. But I saw him in the chat. It's no problem. He's sending me a. I saw you in there, sweetie. I saw you in there. You came in right after Wendy O and Robbie Battle. And you put in their test, and then you. Apparently, he's not wrenched. Then, um, let me look again. See, that I could be one stop. I don't see him on the computer. I don't see you on my computer. Um, on the YouTube side, but I see you on the StreamYard side. Looky here. There's your comment, Patriot. But I don't see you on the YouTube side. So I'll have to go into YouTube and make sure you're not hidden in there. So, good night, One Stop. Sleep tight. Here's another statement. But I don't see you on the YouTube side. You're not on the YouTube side. So what I need to do is I need to go in on the YouTube side and see if you're blocked on the YouTube side. You don't see anyone in here. There's your wow. There you are again. But I don't see you on the YouTube side. I don't see anyone in here. I will have to go in and check tonight. I will go in and check right after the stream, right after I shut this down. So you're not blocked on the StreamYard side. But then I see you on my phone on the YouTube side. So that's freaking crazy. I don't know. It's got to be in the computer. You and Robert are the only two in there. Wow. Well, I will check it out. And we'll see what's going on. Because I can see you. See there? I can see you. With that, guys, I could restart my phone and come back and see. Well, if you're going to do that, I don't know if it would be in your phone because I can't see you on the I can see you with StreamYard up and I can see you on the YouTube side because that's what you're looking at. But if I flip to YouTube, I can't see you on the YouTube side. That's what I'm trying. It's weird. It's just flipping weird. So you're just not there. Yeah, Matthew Perry is dead. I don't know who Matthew Perry is, Albert. I don't have a clue. I know he's an actor, but I don't have a clue. Make sure you haven't blocked my channel there, Patriot. That's pretty nuts. So, but I will go in. He was in Friends? Okay. Yeah, that's an old I can hear the Friends theme playing in my head. Click the three dots in the upper corner of her channel to ensure he hasn't blocked you. Please relay this to him. There you go, Patriot. Click the three vertical dots on the upper right-hand corner of my channel and ensure that you haven't blocked me. Yeah, I'll be on until he can figure this part of it out, and then I'm going to go in and take a look at Studio and see if he's blocked in there. because I don't see him on my computer. And that could be from Blue Eyes playing around when she had a moderator wrench. The lovely lady. I will go to his channel and do the same thing. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes. But I need to be able to see him on the YouTube side first. So I can't go to his channel on StreamYards, I don't believe. No, all I can do is ban him or and delete his comments or put him in timeout, and I don't want to do that. Nope, the same. Okay. I'll have to check and make sure that because I can see you on the StreamYard side on putting stuff in here, but when I flip to YouTube, you're not there. You're just not there. So I'll have to go in and find that. Let me see here. Settings, community. You even have a wrench in here as a managing moderator. Just saying. Abe doesn't do IP grabbers. Come on, Albert. According to Miss Joe, you're on 3.0. So, all right. So you're on the wrong channel. So if I go over to here, view on YouTube. Yeah, Patriot, you are on 3.0. You sure as heck are. You're on the wrong channel, sweetheart. Just saying. Thanks, Miss Joe. Well, yeah, but I'm simulcasting to 3.0. I'm on I'm on with the Redbirds, okay? But I'm simulcasting to 3.0, so he's on 3.0. You see. He's just on the wrong channel. Down Under is the real channel. Yeah, you know what you did. You're bad. Yep, you're bad. That's why we couldn't see you. Yep. So, just saying. Good night, guys. I'm going to get out of here. 73. Everyone have a great evening. I thank you so much for coming in. If it weren't for the people that came in and watched me, there would be no reason for me to do this because I would be talking to air. And I don't talk to air, but I like to talk. It is. I'm tired. I need oh God, I need a shower so that I can get in bed, go horizontal for the evening. 73, everyone. I can stick that in chat. By golly, maybe if it's going to allow me to. There's my 73 for everyone. Everyone have a great evening, and this is my outro. Good evening, guys.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Better stop, Brian.
They just think it's so funny.
Viewer discretion
We are
is
federales.
advised.
You know, the mountain police.
If you're the police, where are your badges?
Badges. We ain't got no badges. We don't need no badges. I don't have to show you any stinking badges.
Yeah, he evidently couldn't see you, Albert. I'm sorry. There's two red birds. That's the channel that I was on, and then there's a single pink bird, and you were on the single pink bird. That was on 3. You know, you've got it with the new TOS. If you have other channels, you have to use the other channels, or you're going to lose them. So I'm simulcasting on. I'm simulcasting on 2 channels. I'm simulcasting here, and I'm simulcasting on 3.0. So tomorrow night I will probably simulcast on 4.0. The next night I will simulcast on 5.0, so I don't lose those channels because those are my spare channels. Everybody have a great evening. 73 again. We'll catch you guys later. And have a good evening. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. Everybody have a great evening. Good night, everyone.